It's interesting that I think I read somewhere, I'm not sure where, perhaps it's even in my opinion, that basically Badiou visualizes act as an ethical act. Since in his dimension of politics, true emancipatory politics, there is no notion for strategy, for example, for which he accuses Lacan, for example. So basically, it's either acting, it's either a desperate attempt to break the real of this economy, which is circular. It's something closed, or nothing, or the absence of politics. So this is some kind of general comment, perhaps.
I don't see that. I mean, because for him, I mean, in a way, the crucial concept for him has to do with sustaining fidelity.
It's fidelity
to an event.
Important.
So, in these four domains.
It seems to me that there's a problem of strategy.
Yeah, of course. I think he does. That can't be programmatically stated in advance. It's through experimentation. Mm-hmm. So how do you sustain a love relationship? How do you sustain fidelity to the event of falling in love? There's not like you don't want a series of strategies. Okay, don't sleep with someone else, or don't do this. You should try this. You should every week. You should have sex at least once a week. It's like you don't have that. But there's a sense in which there's a pressure, and the question is, how do you cultivate attentiveness to this pressure? And I mean, I don't know if you want to call that strategic. I mean, and it'll vary in erotic relationships, in the arts, in the sciences, and politics. These four domains where he says truth events happen. But a lot of it has to do with formations of collectives that, in a way, challenge each other. So, if there's a breakthrough in the sciences, a collective forms that in a way tries to cultivate, fidelity to something that opened in the scientific field, or let's say in the arts, the 12-tone, atonal music. A collectivity forms that tries to develop, elaborate what happened with Schoenberg. Something happened in the arts. We don't know exactly what happens. We will have known, in the course of time. So I think it's like I think there's maybe too much emphasis on, the act of some miraculous breakthrough. And for him, I mean, it's contingent things. I mean, Schoenberg might not have happened. Tonal music might have gone, but it happened. And now that it's happened, the music history has changed. Or you could ignore it. You say, no, we ignore Schoenberg. And we just go on as if he didn't happen. Or you go on with your life as if you didn't fall in love, and you just say, no, I'm too busy. I could ignore this. And it's, I can't pay attention. My life has to persist in, according to the pressures. And so for him, it's basically like opening up to another locus of, I would say, of pressure. And for him, the other locus of pressure is the dimension of truth. Why he has to use that term, it's not absolutely clear, but part of it has to do with he thinks that it's ultimately there's a dimension of universality. That the truth that you can't have a scientific truth that's not available in principle to everyone.
Although the truths obviously vary between the four different dimensions.
Yes,
because the notion of truth in love is going to be
entirely
can't be universalized in that way.
Right.